Hello everyone, my name is CM Freeze, and in this video I am going to be giving my initial review of Citadelle des Morts. Now, as you guys can see by the title of this video, I believe that Citadelle des Morts currently right now is being just insanely overrated, and to anyone out there calling this an S tier map, you are absolutely out of your mind. And that's why, and I firmly stick by my title of Citadelle des Morts is the most overrated map of all time. It's absolutely ridiculous what the community is saying about this map right now. Now, let me start to explain myself initially. To anyone that calls Citadelle des Morts an S tier map, they are just simply straight up wrong. This is not an S tier map by any means. I'm recording this video on Thursday. The map came out last week. It's been 1 week. I don't care what tier list you are making, you cannot call anything S tier or cream of the crop based on 1 week of doing it. Imagine if a football player played a couple of good games and then you call them the best quarterback in the league. Or if an employee who just started initially showed you good signs, you wouldn't say that that employee is better than a coworker that has been there for 5-10 years and is consistently be good. When I think of the S tier maps in Call of Duty Zombies, I think the main three that nobody can question is Mob of the Dead, Der Eisendrache, and Origins. I think those three, anyone would tell you that those are S tier maps. Then there's also a couple of other maps that I believe that you could say that are also S tier. I think of Shadows of Evil, I think of Ancient Evil, I think of Derice or The Giant. There are a couple of other maps that I would say are S tier as well. Something about all of these maps, something that every single one of these maps has in common, is that they came out more than 7 years ago, and they are all maps that I could go play right now and have a fun time. I could go launch Der Eisendrache right now and have fun. I could go launch Mob of the Dead right now and have fun. These maps are incredibly replayable. And in zombies specifically, that is incredibly important. Now, in like a campaign-based game, you know, replayability isn't that big of a factor, but for a zombies map, replayability might be one of the biggest factors that goes into how good a map is. And the S tier maps, the cream of the crops, are maps that even initially after the release, years later, they are still the best maps, the S tier maps. That's what Der Eisendrache is. That's what Origins is. That's what Mob of the Dead is. Citadelle des Morts has been out for a week. You cannot compare Citadelle des Morts to any of the S tier maps that we have gotten. Now, if someone were to say Citadelle des Morts feels like an S tier map, but we still need more time, then you know what? I can maybe respect that opinion. But you cannot compare this to the GOATs and disrespect them like that after only playing this map for 1 week, and after this map being out for 1 week, especially when this map has flaws to it. When I think of some of the best maps of all time, they rarely have any flaws. I made a zombies ranking video, which you guys should check out by the way, where I put Der Eisendrache as number 1, and that's because I legit can't name a single flaw about Der Eisendrache. At least any flaws that aren't nitpicking. Like, sure, maybe the bows are too good, so I'm never going to use a gun on that map until like past round 100. But, you know, and moving Pack-a-Punch is you know. But those are nitpicks. Those are real nitpicks. Or Mob of the Dead. The only real issue with Mob of the Dead is that the Easter egg kind of sucks. Besides the ending, but just setting up for the Easter egg, you know, it isn't that much fun. So all these S tier maps maybe have at most 1 or 2 flaws, and typically all of them are small. I guess with Origins, the only real flaw I can say about that is the mud sucks, and that's not fun being slowed down. But with how many positives there are about Origins, it's one big flaw you can look past. And I know I'm rambling on about this point a little bit longer, but that's the main reason why I'm hating everyone saying that Citadelle des Morts is an S tier map. Because it's been out for a week, and you cannot compare it to maps that have been out for years when this map's only been out for a week. That doesn't mean that Citadelle des Morts can't eventually be an S tier map. This map could eventually become S tier. I don't see it happening because only after a week, I see some really major flaws with the map. And now let's actually get into the map itself. After, I just wanted to alliterate that point and spell out that point that the biggest reason I have with it being called S tier is because it's only been out for a week. You cannot compare anything to the best of the best after only knowing it for a week. And anything in life, like I said, work, sports, school, anything, you cannot say it is the cream of the crop, the best of the best, after only knowing it for 1 week. Now that I'm going to actually go over the map, I first want to go over the positives and then the negatives second, because I have been a little bit negative. So let's now start off with the positives. I would initially like to say that I don't think Citadelle des Morts is a bad map by any means. I like the map. I think it is a good map. Just in no way can you compare it to DE and Origins. One of the best things I like about Citadelle des Morts is the actual map itself. I really like the map layout of the map. This is an unscripted video. Well, I have talking points written down here, but I am just kind of talking while playing the game. I'm now going to quickly go over the map. There's a reason I've been staying in spawn, because I actually want to go over the map. As you can see here, there's a massive, massive spawn area, and I also really like this bar. It's just a cool little touch to the spawn room that I really like, that has everything in there that you could possibly need. Now, outside of the spawn area, you have an entranceway on the left and the right, where literally it's just 2 doors. You go across this little hallway there. As you can see there, there's some text, there's Deadshot, a box. And then you come all the way up, you open up the second doors, and now here you are in the castle entranceway. And the other side here, the other side here, the right side here, is the same thing, where it's literally just 2 doors and just basically a straight shot to the entrance of the castle. So this entire map is basically 30% outside, 70% inside. I also really like the inside of this castle too, not just the outside area, because the inside of this castle here can get really tight at times. Like, look at this area here. This is pretty tight, and then especially once you actually go down the castle, because the castle has multiple layers to it. There's this main layer here that we just went up into, but then there's also a top layer as well. And then you go down the castle as well to find the Pack-a-Punch. And look at this tight area here. You have to go in this way if you want to get to Pack-a-Punch. And if you weren't prepared for it, on a higher round, this area right here could be a death trap. Even this quick revive room here, and then crafts over here, this is a really tight area. So I just really like how this map is laid out, where you have, I'm going to pause for a second. I really like how this map is laid out, where you have the outside, which is about 30% of the map, and it's very open. And then you have the castle itself, which is very tight. So it's 2 completely different play styles for if you are outside of the map where you can just train and roam around, or if you want to go inside of the castle, which you have to go inside of the castle for Pack-a-Punch. So every single time you want to go to Pack-a-Punch, or there's a lot of perks inside the castle here as well. There's Juggernaut, Stamina Up, Quick Revive, some core essential perks. If you want to get them inside the castle, you have to be prepared, because you will have to go through these death areas. Not to mention the Wonder Weapon is also inside of the castle as well, with the swords and the incantations. I also really like, and this Pack-a-Punch is very simple here too, but it's literally just you shoot open 3 locks and then a Doppelgas comes out. And in order to get Pack-a-Punch, that means that you have to kill a specialist zombie. So if you aren't prepared for this, you could honestly really be screwed for Pack-a-Punch. Like the first time doing this, if you are unprepared that a Doppelgas is coming out and maybe you're low on ammo, it's not going to be the easiest task for you to do. And once you kill the Doppelgas, you can just pick up the part, put it here, boom, you got Pack-a-Punch. And inside this entire castle, there's no real area to train except here in the Undercraft. This is really the only place that you're able to train in the castle, which is at the very bottom of the castle. But if you choose to train back here, I guess there is a teleportator there in the bottom. You have to run all the way back up through this death trap to get back to the top of the castle. So the castle itself, the map layout, the atmosphere too, how just the castle feels, the graphics, how it looks, positives for me. I love both of them. Treyarch did a very good job with the actual map layout, how the map plays, and how the map feels. Like I said, another positive is I like how Pack-a-Punch is. I also really like the Doppelgask as a specialist zombie as well. They are so much better than Manglers. For one, they actually make sense. The Manglers make no sense in why they're even there. I don't even know why Treyarch put them in. But 2, the Manglers are just annoying because 1, they have a ranged attack that just knocks down all the zombies and stuns you and does big damage to you. And the Manglers have armor, so you can't initially get headshots or do critical damage to them. Doppelgas doesn't have either of those issues. While yes, the Doppelgas does have a ranged attack, I don't even really ever feel it. Like the range attack, when it hits you, it does like no damage, and it kind of like, stuns you for a second, but I don't even ever really feel it. Even when I get hit by it, it doesn't affect me at all. If anything, I wouldn't even mind them buffing that a little bit, because when it says hallucinations, like my screen turns a different color, that's about it. Like, I think it would be cool, like, if maybe, like, a zombie jumped out at you, or I don't really know what they did. Maybe it's best that they just keep it at, like that. And then it doesn't have armor on it, so you can actually hit the damn thing without, for critical damage right away, instead of having to break off all of its armor. So the Doppelgask is just a much better designed boss zombie, or specialist zombie, and it actually makes sense. Then there's the amalgams that are on the map. Personally, I don't have an opinion on the amalgams. I don't hate that they're in the game, but I don't care for that they're in this map as well. I have some friends that just hate the amalgams and say they're honestly like the worst part of the map. For me personally, I couldn't really care about the amalgams. I'm neither for nor against them. And another thing that I really like about the map that probably doesn't matter to most people, but really matters to me, is that we have a Kevin Sherwood Easter egg song. Now, in Cold War, in D Machine, Kevin Sherwood got an Easter egg song, and it was phenomenal. I loved D Machine's Easter egg song. Then, the next maps, we didn't get a Kevin Sherwood song. It might have been a Kevin Sherwood song on Firebase Z, but literally the song was glitched out. You literally could not hear the song, and just Treyarch never fixed that. So it's like Firebase Z didn't even have a secret song. Then Mauer got a secret song, but it wasn't by Kevin Sherwood, and it just wasn't that good. And then Forsaken, I'm pretty sure literally got Samantha's Lullaby. With me personally, I love the Zombies music. I listen to Zombies music. I have it on my Spotify playlist. I listen to it just regularly, not even in the game. And I love Kevin Sherwood. I love his music that he does. He's a phenomenal composer. Almost every single song he makes hits and is good. And this map has a great secret song, and I was scared that they were going to do what Cold War did and just, for some reason, only had Kevin Sherwood for the base maps and then did not let him play again. So I'm really glad that they actually got Kevin Sherwood back. I really hope he makes a secret song for every single map in this game, but I'm just glad that they at least got him for DLC 1. That's really nice. Now that I've gone over everything I really like about the map, and if there's anything else I'm missing, I will talk about it later. Like I said, I'm kind of just playing the game and talking about my key points. I didn't want to just sit down and make like a... I just kind of wanted to play the map and see how this turned out, you know, see if this was a good video or not. But the main things I like about the map, like I said, how the actual map layout is, how the map feels. I like the Easter egg, like the secret song. I like the side Easter eggs too. I didn't talk about that. There's a side Easter egg that you can do with Maya in this game where she actually kills Franco, who's important to the story. But now I want to go over my issues with the game. And I have a couple of big ones, and I have a couple of nitpicks. So I'm first going to start with the nitpicks, and then we can get into the big issues that I have with the map. That, to me, is why I think the map will never be an S-tier map. Maybe it could be, but I have a couple of just big issues with the map that I think aren't going to get fixed, and unfortunately aren't going to let them be S-tier maps. Okay, so I actually lied to you guys. I only really have one nitpick. I tried thinking about it because I said nitpicks first and then my major things. I have two major flaws with the map. I was trying to think of nitpicks and smaller things I don't like, but honestly, the only real nitpick I have with the map is that the story sucks. This map doesn't do anything for the story really at all. Literally, all we did was we came here and we got an amulet. And we learn that Kraft is Richtofen's father. But it's just, the direction that the story's going in, I don't really get it, and I don't like it at all. Cold War's story was okay, because Cold War's story was setting up Black Ops 6. We all knew that. Cold War's story introduced you to the characters, introduced you to the Forsaken, the Dark Aether, and was mainly setting up Black Ops 6. So I was expecting Black Ops 6's story to be a lot better than it actually is, and I still feel like they're setting stuff up. There's so many questions I have that in 3 maps haven't been answered. Liberty Falls basically did nothing. Terminus had a decent story, and then this map, I don't know, we get an item, and we learn that Kraft is Richtofen's father, but just how they're treating Richtofen really pisses me off, because I feel like Richtofen could be substituted with any character at this point, and they're just rubbing Richtofen's name in the dirt. Again, this isn't anything with the map itself. I just don't like the story of this map. I don't like the direction that they're taking Richtofen in. I don't like that literally the only thing that happens is you get an item, and that's it. And I very much understand that in a lot of the classic maps, that's basically what the Easter egg is you're there to get an item and that's it. But at least, like, all the main characters have personality, and they actually interact with one another pretty well, and it's fun. This game just does that a lot worse, especially on this map. This map, the interactions, there's the same, like, 5 interactions that you get. None of them are really funny. The only cool interaction I really like is the secret Easter egg with Maya. Then there's another question. Why is Carver even a playable character? There's no reason to play Carver. He has no fun voice lines. Hell, he's not even really there in the beginning cutscene and the end cutscene. It really feels like the only main characters are Weaver and Maya. Gray, I don't even know what Gray's doing. She's kind of just there as well. You know, it doesn't matter that much. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of the story right now. Really don't like the direction it's going in. I don't like that they're trying to bring shit in from Black Ops 4, and they're trying to bring stuff in from Vanguard Zombies 2. Like, why are we bringing in the Sentinel artifact from Black Ops 4? Why are we bringing in Raft from Vanguard Zombies? I think it's stupid. I really think it is. I just don't like the story, alright? That's it. That's my nitpick. I don't like the story. I know that has nothing to do with the actual map itself. Alright, now we're getting to the big stuff here. The 2 biggest flaws I have with this map. Number 1. The wonder weapons suck ass. On God, the swords are terrible. I absolutely hate the swords. When you think of a wonder weapon is supposed to be something that is incredibly overpowered and a lot of fun to use. And the swords are neither, for the most part. The swords are neither. They're not fun to use, and I guess they're always a one-shot, but that's about it. I feel like all 4 swords are supposed to have another higher upgrade tier to all of them. Now, the 4 swords that we are getting are the Lightning Sword, the Fire Sword, the Dark Sword, or the Void Sword, and then the Light Sword. And all 4 swords, its special attack or its alternate attack kinda sucks. The only one that's actually any good at all is the light one. And, I mean, the void one is kind of okay too. But let me kind of go more in depth on this. Let's first start off with the lightning sword. And another thing I'd like to alliterate about the swords is you have to charge up its alternate fire. So as you can see here that I'm using the light sword, you can just use a melee with it. It's always going to be a one hit. And then you have to charge up its alternate fire. As you can see here, my light sword has it's glowing around it so I can use its alternate fire. It basically kills all the zombies around me for, 2 seconds? And then I also get full health and full shield. But now if I try to activate it again, sword is not fully charged. And as you can see here, it's not glowing. So you have to charge up its alternate fire. And all of them kind of suck. You have the lightning one, which literally is just the electric dark flare, where you just kind of shoot out a bolt of lightning for about 5 seconds. You have the fire one, which literally just shoots out a fireball that just kills a bunch of enemies. You have the void one, which literally is just a mini Casimir grenade. And then you have the light one, which I just said, which just kind of kills all the zombies around you and gives you full health and full armor. Let's compare these to the bows, right? Also, as you can see, my sword still isn't charged, and I've probably just gotten like 10 kills with it too. Let's, for starters, start with the fire bow. Now, the fire bow, once you get it, it constantly shoots down. You can use its alternate fire anytime that you like, and it locks zombies in place with its volcano, which is a really cool concept. A volcano comes from the ground and locks the zombies in place. Then you got the lightning bow, which literally shoots a tornado of lightning that is just probably the most broken wonder weapon of all time. Then you got the void bow, which when you shoot it down, a bunch of skulls come out of it and go and kill enemies. It also still gets its initial bow shot as well, so you'll deal damage right in front of you, and then a little void portal will open up and a bunch of skulls will go seek out and kill zombies. Then you have the wolf bow, which is kind of like the light bow a little bit, as in it just kills all the zombies around you, but a bunch of wolves shoot out from the bow, pushes them back too. I actually don't know why I just said that the light bow's like the sword, the wolf bow. I'm grasping at straws at that one. That's just not true. But notice how with the bows, you can use the alternate fire anytime you want, and all it costs is 1 extra ammo, and they all do something cool. You get a lightning tornado, or you get volcanoes, or you get a bunch of wolves that push all the zombies back. The wonder weapons don't. Like I said, what makes a wonder weapon fun is it's overpowered and it's fun to use. The sword isn't fun to use. I'm not finding enjoyment in doing this. It doesn't have anything cool that happens with it. And everything that all of the swords do are something you can already do in the game. Like I said, with the lightning sword and it shooting out a bolt of lightning, that's literally just the dark flare upgrade. With the fire sword and it having just a firebomb explosion, that's literally just thermal grenades or C4s. The void bow is, like I said, just a worse Casimir grenade. And then the light sword is the only wonder weapon that kinda does something unique, because it kills the zombies and it gives you full armor and full health, but that's just essentially just healing aura and frenzy guard combined into one. That's literally what it is. It's just healing aura and frenzy guard. So it's better because you are at least getting 2 field upgrades for the price of 1, and it means that I can run Aether Shroud instead of them. But it also doesn't heal my teammates, it just heals me. So none of the swords actually do anything unique at all. They're all things that are already implemented in the game, that just now, instead of using equipment for it or using a field upgrade for it, it's my wonder weapon. So from that aspect, it's pretty lame. There's nothing unique, especially when you look at some of the really cool things we've gotten with the elemental upgrades. Like I already talked about the bows, but think about the gauntlets from Ancient Evil that everyone's comparing this map to. With the gauntlets, you had the Cherem Gauntlet, which was my favorite, which spawned in, which was essentially just what the magma gat or the acid gat does, except there's a bunch of hands that spawn into the ground that attracts the zombies to them, and the zombies literally get pulled down into hell. Or there's the air gauntlet, which blows all the zombies back, and you have a massive gust of wind. They all do something cool, and they're fun to use. These swords are not fun to use. They don't do anything unique. They're not cool at all. And every other elemental wonder weapon we've gotten, you are able to use the alternate fire right away. It just takes more ammo. But with the swords, you have to charge them, and they're so dumb. I can't even constantly use my alternate fire. I just have to, I'm literally using a melee weapon right now, and then I eventually get to charge up my alternate shot, which it's pretty good. Like, look at it. That's pretty good, right? But now I can't use it again, and I gotta just only kill one zombie at a time. I'm mashing down my trigger button or my click button. It's just not as fun. It's not as fun, and it's not as strong as any of the elemental wonder weapons. So the two things that make something a wonder weapon, of it being incredibly overpowered and it being incredibly fun to use, the melee weapons are 0 for 2. Like I said, I feel like we're supposed to have another upgrade to this melee weapon, and we just don't. This is it. Notice how all the S tier maps I've talked about, Derisenrock, Origins, and Ancient Evil, their elemental wonder weapons are all really cool, fun, and unique. This map's, no. The swords suck. I can guarantee in 2-3 months, in a year, I'm never going to think to myself, you know what? I really want to go play Citadelle des Morts to use the sword. I'm never going to think that. You want to know why? Because in this game, there already are broken as hell melee weapons. The power drill, literally just put on melee macchiato, pack-a-punch it to tier 3, upgrade it to gold, you've basically got a sword. You can use this melee weapon on every single map. Like I said, oh, you want to use the lightning sword? Just put on dark flare and triple pack-a-punch your power drill. Oh, you want to use the void bow? Oh, just put on vulture aid, constantly get yourself Casimir grenades, and spam Casimir grenades while you're still using the knife or the power drill. I can basically use this wonder weapon on every single map because there's melee macchiato and because I can pack-a-punch my melee weapons. The swords just aren't unique enough to me and aren't fun enough to use and aren't good enough for me to ever think to myself, man, I really want to go play this map for the swords. Where when you look at maps like Moon, you go and play Moon or the Wave Gun. You think of Shangri-La. Shangri-La would honestly suck if it wasn't for the Baby Maker. You go play that map for the Baby Maker. The Baby Maker is a lot of fun. Dreisendrach, you play that map, and Origins, you play the map for the Elemental Wonder Weapons. Those are so much fun, and there's 4 unique fun ones that you can unlock with unique abilities to that map. This map, these swords do not have a unique ability. I'm sorry, I've rambled along the swords for a long time. I just really hate these swords. And then the second big major issue I have with the map is that this map doesn't add anything new to the game, really. Yes, there's the Doppelgask, and yes, there's the swords, but like I said, the swords suck, and I feel like I can basically get a sword on my own in every other map. So I feel like the only real unique thing that this map adds is the Doppelgask. Hello there, everyone. Editor CM Freeze here. So in editing this video, I completely forgot to mention the incantations that are in this game, where there is the 4 elemental incantations. That is something that is unique to Citadelle des Morts. However, it is literally just a tactical alternate ammo type. You have the fire one, which just makes the zombies light on fire, lightning one, which just shoots out a dead wire shot, the light one, which just kills a bunch of zombies and have them drop health packs, so light mend, and then the void one, which is literally just the shadow rift. So it is just a tactical alternate ammo type. Does not add anything to the game, but I did forget to mention it. It is unique, but it is literally just a tactical alternate ammo type. And it's like when you can run monkeys, stem shot, Casimir grenades, they don't really matter that much. And they are definitely nothing that is going to make me want to come back and replay the map for them specifically. But the Doppelgask could be a specialist enemy that they go put on a new map. And again, when am I ever going to think to myself, man, I really want to fight the Doppelgask. Let me go boot up Citadelle des Morts for the Doppelgask. You don't do that. Again, like I said, most overhyped map of all time, right? People are comparing this map to Ancient Evil. Why do you go play Ancient Evil? I go play Ancient Evil for the Pegasus Strike. I go play Ancient Evil for the Gauntlets. I go play Ancient Evil for the Underworld and the really fun Easter egg and the really unique boss fight with the moving islands and Perseus. There are unique things that are only on Ancient Evil that I go to Ancient Evil to play. Same can be said with Origins, same can be said with Dreisendrach, same can be said with Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead has the very unique down system. Almost all of these S-tier maps has something unique to it, or something that the map at least introduced that maybe got added to other maps, that are a lot of fun and you go back and play it for. Name me the unique thing on this map that you're going to go back and play it for. I already talked about how the swords are trash and how I'm never going to go back and play this map for the swords. That's the only real thing that you can say. The swords and the Doppelgask are the only 2 unique things that this map did that you're ever gonna go back and play the map for. But the swords suck, and the Doppelgask is just a specialist zombie. It's not like they're a lot of fun. They're better than the Manglers, so for right now, if you need specialist kills, maybe go play this map instead of other maps to get your specialist kills. But then once you get specialist zombie kills, I mean, again, there's no reason to come back to this map. That's why when people say, oh my god, this is an S-tier map, I don't think so. Because right now, there is no reason for me to come back to this map. Once other maps come out, there's going to be reasons for me to go back and play them. There's going to be a lot of reasons for me to go back and play them. When I was bringing up this video, oh god, see, my sword's not fully charged. Fuck this shit. I can't use my alternate fire. I just got trapped there, and my overpowered wonder weapon on round 21, guess what? Couldn't save me. Your wonder weapon. See, fuck this wonder weapon. Fuck that I have to charge this. Even in this game, I'm getting screwed because of it. Look at how weak this sword is to the amalgam right now. Good god, I'm getting absolutely fucked. Maybe the amalgam is stupid on this map, but maybe that's just a sword issue. Look at my wonder weapon doing absolutely nothing. Oh, my god. Fuck that. That was absolutely ass. When I initially brought up this point to my friends, one of them made a good question and said, well, why is the reason you're going to go back and play Terminus and Liberty Falls later? Liberty Falls? I knew my answer for Liberty Falls right away. Terminus, I had to think about for a little bit, but I came up with something. Liberty Falls, the reason I'm gonna come back and play Liberty Falls is it's because it is just the map that you play when you're just wanting to mindlessly kill zombies. You know, it's just the easy map. Kind of like Classified and Black Ops 4. That's a bad example. But mainly like Doris the giant in Black Ops 3, you know. In Black Ops 2, it was town. Liberty Falls is just a very good map and just gonna mindlessly kill zombies, have a good time, talk with your friends, not really think about what you're doing. It does a very good job at that. It's very good at just being a basic survival map. And Terminus Island at least has some unique things to it. Like, for example, with the boat system and the water system, and able to get into boats, drive around from island to island. Islands are fun. And then Patient 13 with the big-ass monster that if you stay in the water for too long, that kills you. That's a unique system. Plus, there's also the Pack-a-Punch machine on Terminus Island, which I love as well. It's the first time that the player actually got to control where the Pack-a-Punch machine. I love that little area in the middle where you can choose to either have it help you up top or have it help you up bottom. The player themselves actually get to choose where Pack-a-Punch is and gets to choose where this piece of land connects from to help them either up top above the map or below the map. Those are two unique things that I really like about the map. While I might not be going back specifically for those things, Terminus also has other things about it that I like. Both Terminus and Liberty Falls has more replayability than this map, which is absolutely crazy to say. Or it maybe not replayability, but new things that the map brings that I can only get on those maps. Citadelle des Morts doesn't have anything like that. There is nothing unique on this map that I'm going to be going back and playing for. And when Black Ops 6 is all said and done, and who knows how many maps we're truly going to have, maybe there is only going to be 6 maps and we're only going to get 3 more DLC maps. Maybe Zombie Chronicles 2 is a thing. Maybe there's also been rumors that we're actually going to get 6 DLC maps, so maybe we'll have 8 maps when this is all said and done. We don't know. But when this is all said and done, as long as the other maps are actually good, Citadelle des Morts might be on the bottom of maps I go back and replay, because right now, there is nothing that this map has to offer. I strongly believe that in a month or two, I'm probably going to find myself still playing Liberty Falls and playing Terminus more than this map when the hype has died down. Or maybe a good rotation of all 3. But S-tier map? Better than Terminus and Liberty Falls? It's only been a week. Only time will tell. But right now, I don't feel good about it, you know? And my opinion could be wrong. Maybe Treyarch does buff the melee weapons. Maybe in a month's time, I forgive the game for these 2 mistakes. But just initially, with these 2 big mistakes, nothing new being added, and the Wonder Weapon just being not fun at all to use, I cannot give Citadel an S-tier ranking. But I don't think anyone is going to be able to call this map an S-tier map, at least not right now. If you do, you're insane. You cannot compare this map to the GOAT. And there are some very critical flaws with Citadelle des Morts that worries me for the longevity and the replayability of this map. Anyways, guys, that has been my initial review of Citadelle des Morts. If you liked this video where I just played the map and talked about it, let me know. It obviously wasn't a completely structured video like what I did with Terminus Island and Falls. I wanted to try something new, something unique, where I'm just playing the map and talking to you guys. So if you like this, let me know. If you liked this review, or if you at least like this style, please let me know in the comments down below. If you would prefer a more structured, to-the-point video, like how I did with Liberty Falls and Terminus Island, let me know there. I'm trying to make it the best possible content for you guys, so please let me know what you prefer in the comments down. Also, let me know if you... Fuck this amalgam, bro. Oh, it's not an amalgam, okay. Please let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with my takes in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.